Good evening, friends. We'll start with today's session. So, dear friends, we have started discussing about the second part of the practical part of organ of medicine, starting from the aphorism number 105. First, we have finished with the classification of diseases and the case taking, right from aphorism number 72 to 104. And yesterday, we have started discussing about the right from aphorism number 105. The second important part, investigation of the drugs or medicines. And that is nothing but the thorough drug proving, which is introduced by Hahnemann in the field of homeopathy. A complete different aspect than the modern medicine, a human proving. And that's why he started and explained in detail regarding this drug proving in those aphorisms, right from 105 to 145. And we have to learn them. We have to understand each and everything, what he wants to explain and what is the importance of it. So he started with 105, where he introduced that drug proving in homeopathy is rather different than allopathy, where we used to prove the drugs on healthy human beings and not at all on the sick individuals and not at all on the animals. Because if you prove it on sick individuals, you cannot differentiate the symptoms which are produced because of the medicinal stimulation and the original symptoms of the patient. And that's why it is necessary to prove them only in the healthy individual. We have defined the law or the doctrine of drug proving. And doctrine of drug proving states that drugs should be proved on the healthy human beings of both sexes, different ages, different places, different times with different potencies. And this is very important thing which one has to learn. So he tries to explain importance of it, and to conclude the last paragraph, that is 108, where he explained about the importance of proving of medicines on the healthy human beings. And there was one footnote which we have learned yesterday, that there was only one person in 2500 years who was knowing this drug proving, that is the Albrecht Haller, who was knowing and who introduced the human proving. But he was knowing that he was not experimented that. Hahnemann was the first one who started experimenting on the Haller's concept, and he found it very useful. So we have to start today with the aphorism number 109, where he explains that he is the first one who started experimenting the Haller's concept. 109. I was the first that opened up this path, which I have pursued with the perseverance that could only arise and be kept up by perfect conviction of great truth, fraught with such blessings to the humanity, that it is only by the homeopathic employment of medicine that the certain cure of human maladies is possible. See, there are very important few words one must know. The first word is pursued. Pursued means एखाद्या गोष्टीचा पिच्छा पुरवणे, to follow it continuously. Perseverance, दीर्घकाळ प्रयत्न करणे. Perseverance, चिकाटी. कन्व्हिक्शन, कन्व्हिक्शन म्हणजे खात्री असणे, खात्री करणे, कन्व्हिक्शन. फ्रॉट, फ्रॉट म्हणजे ज्या गोष्टीचा समावेश असणे, ज्या गोष्टीचा समावेश असणे. ब्लेसिंग्स means आशीर्वाद. So what he is explaining over there in this aphorism 109, that he is the first one who started experimenting on the Albrecht Haller's concept, that human proving. And right from 1790 till his death at 1843, he was just experimenting on the human beings with different medicinal plants, medicinal drug substances, and ultimately came with 99 homeopathic drugs proved on healthy human beings. The thorough proving he has started, and basically he has he was the first one who started writing down the words of the patient as it is. So what the patient feel, what the patient has felt, the subjective feelings are written in detail by Hahnemann. So he has written down the subjective feelings, then he has written down his personal history, he has written down the sleep variations, he has asked about the dreams, he has asked about the mental state. Everything has taken into consideration during the drug proving. And that's why our Materia Medica is enriched with all the subjective feelings, and all subjective feelings are always individualistic. The objectives are very less, because the medicine which was used for the proving was not a material, but rather a immaterial, the potentile. And because of which there are no pathologies which are developed over there. Whatever are there are the functional symptoms. And when we prove homeopathically, we only get the functional symptoms during the proving. So whole data which is there in our Materia Medica, it's full of functional symptoms produced because of stimulus of the homeopathic medicine, and those which are proved on healthy human beings, and because of which it is possible to treat any type of patient with his totality of symptoms and matching it with the remedy from the Materia Medica. And this is possible only because it is proved on healthy human beings. We are damn sure how our medicine will going to react, how the patient will going to react to our medicine. There is no fear, because we already know the detailed reactions which are produced because of homeopathic proving on the healthy human being. And this is the difference between the allopathic proving and the homeopathic proving. And that's why he has added one more footnote to this paragraph. That is the footnote number 92. I think there are two footnotes to this paragraph, 92 and 93. So we'll read 92 first. It is impossible that there can be another true, best method of curing dynamic diseases. That is, all diseases not strictly surgical, besides homeopathy, just as it is impossible to draw more than one straight line between two given points. So it is too sure. This sentence already we have discussed while discussing the aphorism number 63, where he has written the homeopathy is nothing but a system which is as good as a straight line drawn between two given points. So it is so truth that there is only one line can be drawn between two given points. The science, the homeopathic science, is similar to it. It is a pure truth. And that's why this, whatever is there with the homeopathy and the drugs proved in homeopathy, those are very, very, very useful, and they are absolutely useful because they are proved on healthy human beings, and we know the total data about it. Okay. He who imagines that there are other modes of curing diseases besides it could not have appreciated homeopathy fundamentally, not practiced it with sufficient care, nor could ever have seen or read cases of properly performed homeopathic cure, nor on the other hand could he have discerned the baselessness of the allopathic modes of treating diseases and their bad or even dreadful effects, if with such lax indifference he places the only true healing art on an equality with those hurtful methods of treatment, or alleges the latter to be auxiliaries to the homeopathy, which it could not do without. My true conscientious followers, the pure homeopathists, with their successful, almost never failing treatment, might teach these persons better. So he explains over there, this is the only method with which we acknowledge the thorough knowledge about the medicine. And once we know the thorough knowledge about the medicine, we can apply them on the basis of law of similars to suffering humanity with confidence. So we are able to treat each and every patient. It is not possible with the rest of the pathies because they are not proved on healthy human beings. We never know the detailed data as we have in homeopathic Materia Medica. It is not there with the modern medicine. And that's why it is not possible to cure each and everything. The subjective complaints of the patient, and they only look for the changes or alterations at the pathological level on the basis of which their treatment depends. That definitely works for the palliative purpose, but that never cures the patient. And that's why if the patient have any chronic disease, he is always palliated forever throughout his life with the allopathic medicine. But it is not the thing when we deal with the homeopathy. We can treat all those varieties of chronic diseases with the help of proper remedy, because we have ample remedies and our remedies already proved on healthy human beings. We know whole data and we can apply that medicines in the patient. Just now, I have already shared this case 3 weeks back, or 15 days, 3 weeks back, a case of juvenile arthritis. I have started with that patient, and today, just after 20 days, I have followed, and now his whole right knee is resolved. And since we have started treatment, there is no allopathic medicine is going on. There is no steroid is going on. There is no anti-inflammatory medicine is going on. Nothing is going on. And only homeopathic remedies going on. And with the help of homeopathy, the knee totally now nearly about 90% it is resolved. And now he is having the diarrhea, the dysentery, which was suppressed earlier. Since 1 year he was on steroids, and now he is coming out of complete recovery with primary symptoms of the disease appearing again. See, this we can prescribe only because we know whole symptomatology. And this is one thing which guides you and confirms your prescription. And it is possible because we have a thorough provings of the drugs. So every remedy which is proved on healthy human beings, we get subjective as well as objective data, and that data is sufficient to find it out, choose the remedy for the patient. So this is what he wants to explain in that footnote. There is one more footnote, but in that footnote there are many German words. It is just a reference, so there is no need from where he has collected those. We don't have to go into that. That is a German footnote. There is no need. It is just for the purpose of references. Instead of that, we'll turn towards the aphorism number 110, where he has mentioned further things related with the drug proving. We'll finish this 110 in today's session. I saw, moreover, that the morbid lesions which previous authors had observed to result from medicinal substances when taken into the stomach of healthy persons, either in large doses given by mistake or in order to produce death in themselves, or others, or under other circumstances, accorded very much with my own observations when experimenting with the same substances on myself and other healthy individuals. These authors give detail of what occurred as histories of poisoning and as proofs of pernicious effects of these powerful substances, chiefly in order to warn others from their use, partly also for the sake of exalting their own skill, when under the use of remedy they employed to combat these dangerous accidents, health gradually returned. But partly also when the person so affected died under their treatment, in order to seek their own justification in the dangerous character of these substances, which then turn poisons. So there is one more source of the materia medica. We know the medicinal properties only because it was used accidentally in certain persons, what is called as a poisoning. And this is possible that many times poisoning, because of which poisoning, the medicines which were consumed in the doses which are poisonous to him, that used to produce typically a manifestations, and those manifestations which are included in our materia medica, those are from accidental poisoning. But this is not the method with which we used to prove the drugs. We never used to prove the drugs in the crude form. We used to prove the drugs on the healthy human being in the dynamic form. But many times our data about the materia medica is enriched with certain pathological entities, and those are collected from the poisonings, the poisonous effects which are produced because of the same substances when they have accidental use or by purposefully used by the person. And that's why we have ample poisons in our material. Right from the aconite, the rust dogs, the arsenic, there are all those are the poisons, and when taken in crude form. But when they are used in the dynamic form on a healthy human being, they used to produce typical functional symptoms, and those functional symptoms can be used for the further purpose of treating the individual. So he is explaining this one more source of the drug proving is through the accidental poisoning. None of these observers ever dreamed that the symptoms they recorded merely as proofs of noxious and poisonous character of these substances were sure revelations. Revelations means pragat karne. Revelations of the power of these drugs to extinguish curatively similar symptoms occurring in natural diseases. That their pathogenetic phenomena were intimations of their homeopathic curative action, and that the only possible way to ascertain their medicinal powers is to observe those changes of health medicines are capable of producing in the healthy organism. For the pure, peculiar powers of medicines available for the cure of diseases are to be learned neither by any ingenious or a priori speculation, nor by the smell, taste, or appearance of the drug, nor by their chemical analysis, nor it by the employment of several of them at one time in a mixture, prescription, in diseases. It was never suspected that these histories of the medicinal substance diseases would one day furnish the first rudiments of the true pure materia medica, which from the earliest times until now has consisted solely of false conjectures and fictions of imagination. That is to say, did not exist at all. So we know that this specific substance has the medicinal property. How can we know? We know it because when it has been accidentally used, it has produced its hazardous effects on the human being. So we know that aconite is poisonous plant because that aconite, when consumed, produced a typical poisonous effects on the healthy human, and that person becomes deceased. Any drug substance, any substance which has a capacity to alter the human state of health at the level of functions and sensations is called as a drug substance. Any substance which has a capacity to alter the human state of health at the level of functions and sensation is called as a drug substance. Then we know it has a medicinal property. So through accidental poisonings, we know many homeopathic drugs. We have collected many drugs, and which are all from the poisonous source, because we know that the poisonous effects are always there because there was just problem with the connection. Okay, so we'll continue. So because of those poisonous effects which we know from the toxicology, we understand this drug substance can act as a curative when proved on healthy human beings in the potentized form. And we have all those varieties of the poisons in our materia medica as the drugs and remedies. The source we can know because of toxicology. So if you open the book on toxicology and find it out, all those toxins, all they are included in our materia medica as a remedy. We have all snake poisons. Those are snake poisons. Lachesis is snake poison, but we have a remedy from it. We have Naja, we have the Crotalus horridus, we have the Crotalus cascavera, we have the Elaps, all the snake poisons, we have the spiders. So see, all those poisonous effects are there when consumed or when you used by chance by accident in the crude form. But same will work as the medicinal substance when given in dynamic dosage. And one source of our drug proving or drug substances is always through the poisons. And this is what Hahnemann wants to explain. We know only because their effects are already known to us as a poisonous effects, and from which we acknowledge that this substance has a capacity to alter the human state of health, and we can prepare the drug from it. So we have ample poisons in our materia medica, which are used for the purpose of medicine, and they are proved on healthy human being. So a big paragraph which he has given regarding it, and where he wants to explain the importance, how we can get the homeopathic drug substances. We can acknowledge that it has a capacity to produce a medicinal effect. Rus plant, everyone knows that a poisonous plant. Even you just goes from side to the thrush plant, you can get the erysipelatous inflammations or eruptions on your body. Or if it touches your body, it produces its own effects. And because of which we know that this rus plant can be used as a medicine, and then it was proved on healthy human being, and we know the materia medica, the data from those provers. The same is true that apis, we know it is a poisonous, a bee sting produces poisonous effects, and because of which we know we have apis mellifica as a homeopathic drug substance. So the homeopathic remedies are prepared from all such types of different poisons, because we understand that they have their direct effect on the healthy human beings in the crude form. I think we'll stop over here. Tomorrow we'll continue with the aphorism number 111, because we have to learn all those aphorisms by heart. Before that, few more things. Today evening, we'll have open sessions for everyone on same password and ID. This Organon password and ID will be there, and it will be open for everyone. And I will going to share one more case along with one remedy from the Borix materia medica. And my aspect of looking towards the remedies with a different view, with the clinical aspects. So that ask your friends, everyone, to join today's session at 9 o'clock sharp, so that we can maximum time we can spend with the discussion. So we'll stop over here. We'll conclude the session and we'll meet at 9 o'clock. Thank you very much. Thank you being there. And tomorrow we'll continue with our aphorisms. Okay?
Hello.
Hello. Ha, Madhu.
Sir, can I ask one question?
Ha, bol. Bol. Yes.
Hello, sir.
Huh?
While treating patient, when we prescribe for first time, and if it covers 50 or 60% of totality of symptoms, and only 40% are remaining, and then how to decide whether to give complementary or give next potency of the previous remedy?
First important thing, just after prescribing, let us see what happens. Most important thing is that first you have to find it out what is the reaction. Once you understand what is the reaction, whether it is working or not working, you have to wait a lot. You should not make a you should not become impatient while prescribing. Once you have given one medicine, let us see what happens. Just go on observing. Only thing is that when you are treating the acutes, you should be very cautious and you should be very watchful. You will just find it out whether you are on right track or wrong track. If it is working in right direction, the generalities are improving, just wait. There is no need to change the remedy immediately. Many times, the remaining 40% of the symptoms can disappear under the action of same medicine. If they never disappeared, then you have to think of a complementary remedy or a remedy that follows well. It depends upon what state remains after prescribing the first remedy. So you should not make it fixed that this is the only way with which you can approach. After prescribing first remedy and after judging what happens, Then and then you have to decide whether to use follows well remedy, complementary remedy, or any other remedy depending upon the presenting symptomatology. Okay. Any other query?
Okay, sir. It means give more importance to generalities.
Yes,
Sir,
always.
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir.
हा मधु.
सर सर तुम्ही आता ती केस डिस्क्राईब केली
आवाज कट होतोय. आय एम नॉट गेटिंग युअर व्हॉइस क्लिअरली. आय एम नॉट गेटिंग युअर व्हॉइस.
हॅलो.
हा
सर मध्येच कनेक्शन गेलं होतं सर.
बोल.
रिपीट करू सर पुन्हा क्वेश्चन.
मी काहीच ऐकलं नाही. बोल.
आई बरं सर तुम्ही आता ती केस सांगितली सर ज्वेनल अर्थरायटिसची. तर त्याच्यामध्ये आफ्टर गिव्हिंग द रेमेडी रिटर्न ऑफ ओल्ड सिम्पटम्स डायरिया वगैरे झाला म्हणून तुम्ही सांगितलं. तर त्याच्यामध्ये ऍट दॅट प्रेझेंट की त्या डायरियाचे सिम्पटम सिमिलॅरिटी घेऊन आपण पुन्हा नवीन रेमेडी प्रिस्क्राईब करायला हवं का जी रेमेडी आपण चालू आहे तिलाच काम करायला द्यायला पाहिजे, फक्त डाएट चेंजेस करून?
पॉसिबल घाई करायची नाही. मी जवळजवळ 3 weeks वेट केलंय त्याच्यासाठी. He was having the problem since after starting the treatment, and I'm waiting. Today I have given him Dalkamara. After a long time I have waited for it because it was resolving the whole knee. He was not able to walk. पहिल्यांदा जेव्हा आणलं होतं त्याला लिफ्ट करून आणलं होतं. He was lifted. Now today he came with his own feet. पूर्ण चालत आला. Today there was no limping. The 3-4 days back he came, at that time he was limping, but today he was not limping.
आणि सर रिटर्न ऑफ ओल्ड सिम्पटम्स इज द इंडिकेशन ऑफ वेल सिलेक्टेड रेमेडी असं असतं का सर?
हो, डेफिनेटली.
अच्छा, ओके. थँक्यू सर.
ओके.
सर एक क्वेश्चन आहे.
बोल ना.
माझ्याकडे केस आहे अमेनोरियाची. 24 वर्षाची. ती मॅरिड फिमेल आहे आणि तिचे आधीपासूनच मेन्सेस इरेग्युलर आहेत. तर कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन मला तिचा पल्सिटीला जाणवला, तिचे सिम्पटम्स वगैरे बघून. तर पल्सिटीला 200 वर मी तिला ठेवलं, पण तिचे मेन्सेस काही आले नाही. मग मी परत तिचे जनरल्स वगैरे चेक केले तर ती अजूनही पल्सिटीलाच्या स्टेजवर होती. तर मी 1M ला शिफ्ट केलं. तर मग आता आपण किती वेळ अशी वाट बघायला हवी जेणेकरून आपल्याला कळेल की आता तिचे मेन्सेस येतील किंवा मेडिसिन चेंज करायची वेळ आहे, की कसं करावं ह्या केस?
किती वेळ होऊन गेला?
1 वीक झालाय सर 1M देऊन.
आता बेटर बऱ्याच वेळेला इट माइट बी अ पॉलिसिस्टिक ओव्हरियन डिसीज मोस्ट प्रोबॅबली. इफ इट इज pulsatilla, many times pulsatilla fails because pulsatilla never have that depth. But if still you feel the pulsatilla is the remedy, you can do another thing, that you can repeat the pulsatilla in LM. Give the pulsatilla in LM repeated doses for a week continuously, and if she get menses, it's okay. If she never gets the menses, then you have to shift to another remedy because it is not working. It means that she is not pulsatile.
Okay.
So just try LM1 three times a day for 7 days and just see whether she gets the menses. That
Okay,
is,
sir.
and after a week, if she never gets the menses, change the remedy. You have to take the case again in detail.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So we'll stop and we'll meet at 9 o'clock and ask everyone to join so that we'll have a good session at night. Okay. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.